Hi, good evening, everyone. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Favor Sunday, one of your mentors. And today we'll be talking about prototyping. But before we begin, I would like a person or two to tell me what he or she understands by prototyping. What does prototyping mean to you as a UI UX designer? If you have answers, just raise your hand. Olabode Abbas, can we hear you?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, prototyping is the flow of wireframe, how the wireframe is going to go, like what's the frame that is going to be. It's just like arranging the frames, which one will appear after which one.
Okay, that's a nice one. Harold, can you tell us?
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
So me, wireframing is like a presentation of the product, how the product is supposed to perform in real life. That's what I see prototyping is done, if it's done well.
Okay, that's a brilliant one too. Isaac.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I feel prototyping is like creating the flow of an app or website, like what goes to what, like what when you click on this, it takes you to this. When you click on this, it takes you to just like the flow of an app or a website.
Yeah, that's right too. The last person, Joyce, can we hear
you? Prototyping is just like an interaction, the way the user will navigate from one point of the app to the other.
Okay, thank you very much, Joyce. You're all right. Brilliant answers. Okay, so moving on, before you start prototyping, you have to create your frames. Frames has a lot of features. For example, the layout grid. This helps generally the design aspect of whatever you're creating. It helps you to align your work and decide how to place things. But that already has been taught by other mentors, Buma and Dara Tulu, and the rest. So the concept of prototyping demonstrates how the blog, website, or whatever you're working on, whatever product you're designing, looks like to the designer, or what happens when a user taps on a button. Okay, what happens when I hover over a button? So today's class is going to be a very brief but interesting one. So I'd love you to pay absolute attention and follow along. You don't want to miss out on the phone, okay? Right now I'm going to be sharing my screen. Okay, let me know if you can see my screen. Just raise your hand if you can see my screen. Okay. All right, let's move on. I designed this last night for the purpose of this class. This is a messaging app. Okay. So before we move into prototyping, I would like to show us how to apply vertical and horizontal scrolling. Okay. We're going to apply a horizontal scrolling to this contact and then a vertical scrolling to these messages. Okay, so here I have the messages header, and here you have the ability to add messages. Okay, so we're going to include the horizontal scrolling and the vertical scrolling. To begin, I have all my contacts in a group called contacts, and I have my messages in a group called messages. Okay, so you can see that my clip content. Okay, hold on. My clip content is unselected right now. But let's see what happens when you select on the clip content. So you see that the other content that are off the board, off the screen, they seem to be invisible right now because we clicked on the clip content. Okay. So we're going to implement the horizontal scrolling now. So clicking on this, right click, and you see a lot of options here. We're going to click on frame selection. And it looks like nothing is happening right now, but hold on. And then we're going to adjust this to fit into the screen. Okay, so we drag this here. Okay. So when that is done, we click on this again. That's affirm. And then we go to prototype. You see where you have overflow scrolling, you click on this drop-down button. Click on the horizontal scrolling, okay? And then present it. So let's see what happens. Okay, let's try it out. Let's try to scroll it. Also, you see it worked. We'll go back to the design. Like I said, we're going to do a vertical scrolling for the messages. So you do the same thing you did earlier. Okay. Drag this to wherever you want it to stop. Let's say here. Okay. Frame selection. You select vertical scrolling. And then let's see what we have here. So I don't know if anyone noticed that we have an overflow here, but we're going to fix that. And that happened because we did not select our clip content. That's why we have the overflow. That's why it's looking this way. So let's see the difference. Or we click on this. We'll go back here. I don't know if you can see the difference. So yeah, that's it for the vertical scrolling. I mean, if you have a design you're working on, you can actually implement this, like just watch and learn, watch and practice. Okay, so moving on, we're going to go into prototyping. Like I said, this class will be very brief. but then very interesting. So static designs communicate how your product looks, but prototyping communicates how it feels. We mostly use prototyping for user testing. I mean, when you're done with the design, that's the UI, and you want your client to see how this design feels, how this design works. What happens when a user clicks on a particular button? What happens when a user hovers on a particular button? Okay. So prototyping in Figma allows you to build connections between frames and create transitional animations, yes, bringing your prototype to a higher fidelity. So all you have to do is click on the splash screen to begin with. This is the first screen we're starting with, okay? And then you click on prototype. So what happens when a user meets the first, that's the splash screen. We want this screen to move into the home screen. So we're going to click on this connection node and drag it to meet the home screen. I have a lot of options here. That's in the interaction details. So I'll click on this drop down button and we have on tab, on drag, while hovering, mouse enter, and the rest of them. So let's have it on tap. Let's see what happens when you click on this. Okay. And it's meant to navigate to messages, that's right. And then the animation, we want to know, is it instant or will it have to dissolve? Will it move in? So I'll prefer moving. So let's just go with moving. Okay. And in this direction, you can actually play around with it. I could decide to go with this direction. Do we want it to ease in or ease out? Like I said, we're just playing around. We want to see what will happen when we click on this. So start animate matching layers. Okay. All right, so let's play this and let's see what happens. Okay, so if you noticed, this is not going to move. The splash screen is not going to move. Nothing is happening. Nothing is going to happen except you tap it because that was the option. That's what was presented to you. So this is what happens when we tap. Okay, it takes us to the home screen. Going back, we're going to click on the next one, moving forward. Okay, so let's say a user clicks on this. What's supposed to take us to? It's supposed to take us to the connection screen. Okay, so we're left with options too. We already tried out on tap. So let's see other options. Let's see what happens when we hover on this or the screen. So let's check that out. Go back. Okay, so you can see that when you hover around it, it takes you to the contact. Okay. Now we'll go back. Okay, so we want to see what happens when we click on a particular message. Okay. So messages. Let's take, for example, this message. We have Hummingbird with a message, you look fine. So this is supposed to take us to this chart. Okay. Let's say on top, navigate to charts, that's correct. We want it to move in, yes, move in. Which direction? Let's say this direction. This direction, okay. Is in or is out? Let's try is in. Okay. And then we linked this, right? We link this too. This is the home icon. So you click on the connection node, link it to here. Sorry about that. So this is supposed to take you back to the home screen. Okay. And okay, this is supposed to take you here. And then this arrow should take you back to the home screen. Oh, nope. I think it should take you back here. This, because we have a home icon here, click on this to take us back here. That's the home screen. So let's see how that goes. Okay, so on top. So you can see this. This is what happens when you click on this, takes us here. Click on this, takes you back to home. So basically that's prototyping for you. I've seen a lot of stuff on the chat. Okay. Do we have any questions so far? Please indicate by raising your hand. Oluwatoba, do you have a question? Your mic is on mute. Please raise your hand before you speak. I mean, I'm sure we have questions. This actually is a very interactive class. So I know you want to try out something. So I want to hear it. What are your questions or contributions? Okay, Harold, can we hear you?
Okay, please. The very first prototype you did, the very first flow you did from the splash screen,
Okay.
To the message. Can you repeat that very first one again?
Okay, sure, I can do that. So this is the splash screen. Okay. We want to know how this is supposed to work, like what happens after here. So we're just going to click on this. I'll have to delete this. Okay. We click on the connection node here and then drag it to your desired destination. It could be anywhere, but this is our home screen, okay? Yours could be different. So you're left with options here. I'd like to try after delay to just show us a few stuff. So I'm going to click on after delay. Okay. And then let's say 100 milliseconds here. Okay. And it's supposed to navigate to messages. All right. So let's try this arrow. Okay. Is in or is out? Let's say is out. Okay. Let's see what that gives us. So this is under timing. Yeah. I don't know if you can see that. I did not have to tap on the screen. It depends on the time. So all you have to do is just set in a particular time. Okay. So let's see what happens when we make this, let's say 300. Okay. Okay. We can see that it's actually different, a lot slower than the first one. The same thing happens if you decide to put 500. Okay, so we can see. I don't know if I answered your question, Harold.
Yes, you did. Thank you.
All right. Fumilayo, what's your question?
Okay, I want to find out while scrolling, if you want to pin the profile, so how do you do that? So that the profile is not just on the last page, but as you're scrolling, the profile, that little link at the bottom is pinned to it. Like what you have the black, I think it's black and red. If you have that, if you want that pinned on all pages, how do you do that?
Fumilayo, can you come again? You're breaking. I could not really hear you.
Okay, my question is, I think I can see a black profile and one other red button. I don't know what that is for. But if you want that pin as a scroll, how do you do that?
Okay, I think
Like,
I
yes,
think I understand. You mean this one?
Yes, like pinned on all pages.
What did you say?
Yes, pinned on all pages. So as you scroll up and down, those are always there, like they are constant.
Okay. How did I do that? It's actually when I click content. So this is supposed to be stagnant. Like this is not supposed to move. Okay. I don't even noticed because the first time I did this without selecting my clip content, it was overflow and then everything was moving all at once. But then when I clicked on this, you saw what it did. This is what we had. Okay. Because I selected this. Okay, you're not supposed to select this navigation bar. Okay, just this. And then you select the frame, you click on the frame selection rather. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. I had network issues. I'm so sorry about that. So, why did we stop? Samuel, can we hear you?
All right, thank you very much. Please, my questions, there are two questions I have actually. Please, can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can
Okay.
hear you.
Okay, so the first one is, those icons, must I must I make them a frame before I can actually link them, maybe prototype them? That's one. Then secondly, like these screens, uh, can we see them on our phone? Can we, like, after prototyping, like linking every page to every icon like that? Can we see them on our phone? Is there a way we can maybe like export it the way we used to export those pictures, to PNG or SV, something like that, so that we can actually be clicking those buttons and they're responding like that, like that? Thank you.
Your first question, I didn't really get it. Can you come again?
Okay, my first question is, like, you see
Okay.
those buttons, like those, like this home screen, home icon, that one that you're
Icon.
pointing at.
Okay.
And then those ones, must we make it like a frame? Because sometimes I used to create some and then I put it inside a box of, let's say 24 of the icon, then a box of 40, then I group them together, stuff like that. What I'm asking is that, must we make that box a frame before we can actually prototype that box?
Oh,
That's
you
one.
mean this rectangle?
Not the rectangle, just the main icon. That good, exactly. That's it. Yeah, that's one. Yeah,
Must you make it a what?
a frame before I can actually prototype it. Maybe link it to a page.
No, you mustn't. You mustn't.
Great. Okay, because
Yeah,
sometimes
and
I
then
understand it. Okay.
okay, and then your second question, you have to send a prototyping link to your phone. Okay.
Oh.
Yes,
Okay, but I
that's
don't
how
know how to
you
do that anyway. Okay. All right.
just come here and then click here,
Great.
and then you get your link. Just Control C and you copy the link.
Yeah.
So are you clear now?
Great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Any other question? Harold, what's your question?
Please, before the network went off, someone asked about the bottom nav bar. If while designing the bottom nav bar, you fix position while scrolling, when you are prototyping, will it still move up and down? That's the
No,
first
it won't.
question.
Okay.
The second question is a follow-up question on what the previous person just asked. After copying the link for the prototyping, what do you do with the link? Thank you.
Like I said, you send the link to your phone because it said, how do you view this from your phone? Send the link to your phone, click on the link. It'll take you to where you have your prototyping, where you can view it. Okay.
Okay, you can just put the link in your browser on your phone and it will take you to view it.
Absolutely. Or you share prototype.
I think what he was asking was that, okay, this prototype was done on an iPhone. If you have an iPhone and you want to do usability testing with this prototype, if you designed it on your iPhone, can you operate the prototype on your iPhone just the way it's plain on the Figma for someone to see?
Okay, hold on. One of the mentors wants to answer your question. I don't know. The mentor that's supposed to answer that guy's question is having network issues. So Isaac, what's your question?
Thank you. So my question is this the bottom nav bar where there's
Okay.
the message and
Okay.
home and other contact up that you can scroll vertically to make them stick, and so while you are scrolling the contact list they'll be up and then will be down. Is it stick while scrolling or click content?
I do not understand your question. Can you make it again?
Okay. So I said this frame down there that contains the contact and the home page on the home button.
Okay.
You know when you are scrolling the
Yeah.
contact list,
Okay.
it stays there fixed and it is like it is bold. So is it I'm going to use click content or fix while scrolling. So that it the when you are scrolling it will be overlaid, like it will be I don't know visible, like it should just stay there.
Like I said earlier, I don't know if you're following what I was doing, because this is what happened. Okay, let's take for example this one. This is what happened when this thing was not selected. Clip content was not selected. So let me show you what happened. I'm going to unselect that and then play it. You can see that when I'm scrolling, okay, it's over it I don't know what's the word. We have an overflow here, okay? You can I don't even can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay, it's covering the nav bar, and that's not right. That's not how it's supposed to be.
Yes.
It's covering the contact too, and this is not nice. This is not a good UX. Okay, this is not nice. But see what happens when I click on the clip content. Okay, go back there. Restart. Hold on. That's clicked now. So have you seen the difference?
Yes.
So yes, this is what happens. Like you said.
Position while scrolling.
What did you say? Isaac, what was your question?
I said what is the use
so
of that the fixed position when scrolling?
I just answered that.
Does the one
Okay,
use fixed position when scrolling? That option there when
Okay, Isaac, okay, let me come in here. I think she actually just demonstrated that. If you're asking what is the use of it, she just showed you the use of it just by demonstration, even without explanation. Now, when you are actually scrolling, would you want your contacts to actually be on your nav bar? Would you want that? No. So it's basically just trying to, you can just call it separation of concerns, whereby each aspect of your design, okay, does not really, overflow on the other one. So that is what it does. It clips a particular word content that you have selected, so it doesn't overflow. I don't know if that should be actually clear. It should be clear enough. Okay, especially when you don't want it to move. Okay, so Boma is even also dropping something on the chat. Okay, so that's to me that should be self-explanatory. Okay, then I think someone was asking a question concerning prototyping, and then talking about iPhone screen. I don't think I can remember the question vividly, but so the thing is this, okay? So if you use your I think your trainer is using an iPhone frame. So using your iPhone frame to design, and then you want to test it on your on a different device, okay? Well, I don't know what you're expecting actually. Okay, I don't know what you're expecting, but I feel that if you want to design for an iPhone, you should use an iPhone screen. okay, to make your design. So having to, it's just like you're designing on mobile, just as this design is, you want to test it on a laptop.
There are
Okay,
a lot of frames actually. There are a lot of frames. You have a frame for Android. You have for iPhones. Like I don't even can see my screen. You have a lot of frames. This is this one Android. This is for iPhone, iPhone 13 Pro, iPhone 11, and the rest. So.
Okay, so Samuel, good. You said something that you have used Figma Mirror, but you want to perform the process on your phone, even without your laptop on. Now, that is why you have a prototype link. When you share the prototype, just click on your share prototype link, you generate a link that you can send. But with that link on your phone, you can just perform everything you need to perform. That's just what you need your link for. So the link to your prototype actually solves that for you. If you want to test it when your laptop is not on, like you said. Okay, Samuel, I hope that actually just clarifies what has been talked about. Okay, so let me just react to the other chat. At Daisy, you say you don't understand what is being discussed. Okay, well, you just have to revisit the class. Of course, it will be on YouTube, so try to revisit the class because we cannot actually start all the way from the beginning. Okay, so so that's actually for me. So over to you, Favor.
Thank you very much, Ikis. Thank you very much for that answer. Moving on. Lola Day, what's your question?
Okay, hi. This is a follow-up on what someone asked. I just wanted to clarify. So are you trying to say clip content and fix position while scrolling do the same thing? So you can use either option.
Can you come again with your question?
Clip content and fix position while scrolling. Do the two options do the same? Because I saw both of them on the screen. So, because that's what someone was trying to ask. Can you use any option to prevent the overflow when you're prototyping?
Like, I don't know if you can see my screen. See, when you're talking about fixed position, it's not selected. So I'm making use of the clip content. That's what stopped the overflow, okay? So you can use either of them. And when you do that, these are options. You can decide to constrain to the left and down, top, to the right, anywhere, but you see, I did not make use of that, okay? I made use of the clip content. All I had to do when I was designing is to put a rectangle here for my navbar, put the icons, okay? And then this is what happened when this was taken out, when this was unselected, okay? And then I presented it. I don't know if you can see this.
Yes, I can see it and I understand now. Thank you.
Yes. So what happens when I click on this? It's different. So are you clear now?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question so we can move on? Or Boma, do you have anything to say?
No, you've answered our question. There's nothing more to answer. That's the reason. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Any other question? I mean, this class is meant to be interactive, so. Okay, I'll take it that we understand. Oh, okay, sorry. Oluwatobi, what's your question?
Okay, I just want to ask, I want to request if you could demonstrate constraints for us, the fixed position when scrolling. Then what's it called now? On the first screen, you connected Uncle Obama, something to another page.
Okay.
I don't know. Yes, do you have to do that for individual charts or that's a representative of the whole chart?
Do you mean when I actually draft this up here?
So what am I doing? Am I doing something else?
No. I mean, when you connected your Uncle Obama to a page, That is, I mean, Uncle Obama itself is it a contact, right? It's supposed to be a contact.
Okay, yes.
Okay, so do you have to connect all the contacts individually to other pages, or that is a representative of?
It's just one, okay? You can do one, it's your choice actually. What I did, sorry about that, was hold on, prototype. It was actually for this. We can decide to do it for every other chat, okay? I just wanted to show you guys something. So I did this for this particular chat, Hummingbird, and he took me to this screen, okay? So you can decide to do it for this one, you can decide to do it for mom, you can decide to do it for any of them or all of them, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay. Okay. Again, could you please demonstrate the constraints for us?
Okay, hold on. So I remove this clip content, okay? And then let's say we use right bottom, okay? Fix.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry, I think their network just switched off. Okay, so please, who asked the last question? I don't have a system to demonstrate. I don't know if I can explain.
Okay, it's me.
Yeah, okay. Please, can you just repeat the question?
I was asking if she could demonstrate constraints for us, since she said you could use either clip contents or constraints, and she already demonstrated clip content. So I was asking if she could demonstrate
Constraints.
constraints.
Okay, that means she needs to demonstrate it.
Yes.
Okay. So any other question while we wait for her to come up? Because I don't have a system yet to demonstrate and transit. Okay, so are we all clear with every other thing she has taught so far? Since it's just the constraint as an issue.
I'm not clear, but Mr. Ike said I'll have to rewatch the class from the beginning to understand. So that's why I'm not saying anything.
Okay. Actually, she was teaching about prototyping, how to just make your screens that you've designed interactive. So she taught about horizontal scrolling and vertical scrolling. And I guess somebody was asking about fixed position, what you use fixed position to do. Now, when you want to fix position, you don't fix position for everything you design. Now it's very normal for you to fix position when you have a nav bar. The nav bar can be on top. I don't know if you've seen some websites that once you log in the website or sign in the website and you're scrolling down to look at other parts of the website, you notice that one part just remains fixed without moving. So
yes,
that kind of scenario, you have to figure that to your phone. So she's back to back.
Hi, apologies. I'm so sorry. I'm having a very messy network. I'm very, very sorry about that. Faye, what's your question?
Okay, so I don't know if you can hear me. I'm in a noisy place. Can you hear
I can
me?
hear you. Yes, I can hear
Okay,
you.
so I really don't understand the what's it called? The way you prototyped that top. I don't even know how to explain it. Okay, this that frame that frame that's showing I don't know.
Frame that's showing what?
Because I'm not really following well. Maybe I'll just go back and watch it. I'm really
Okay,
not
okay.
following the easy place. Yes.
Okay, but let me know on Slack if you have any concerns, okay?
I dropped my the challenge I'm having in the chat. I don't know if you can go check it. If I prototype, it keeps going back. If I try to link it up to the screen, it keeps going back.
If you try to link what to your screen?
Like each frame, I try to link maybe a particular frame to the other one. It keeps going back. It doesn't connect.
I think I know what the problem is. When you click on this, okay, go to prototype. Let's say I want this to connect to this. You don't just drag this and then hold it around. It's going to go back, okay? I don't know if you saw that. Sorry. You have to, whenever you're trying to connect, you hold this and make sure that you're touching the next screen, okay? Make sure you're touching the next screen. That's what's going to make it connect. I don't know if I answered your question. Faye?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Oluwatobi.
Yes, you were going to demonstrate constraint before your network.
Oh, okay, sorry about that. Done. Okay. This is exactly what this thing does, okay? You have seen it for yourself. This is what the constraint does, okay? So this is what the constraint does. So I'm just going to go back to this and let's see what happens. Select the click content. Refresh. Then, so. Okay. So Oluwatobi, I don't know if you followed through. You saw that I used these options. This is bottom. We could decide to use top or top left. Okay, top left. This is what happens. But if you decide to remove the clip content and use just this, you can see what that does to your design. So, I mean, it's practical, so you can see. We still have the same overflow like we did before. So, Oluwatobi, are you clear now?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so Salami, can you hear me? Right? Oluwatobi, yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. So
okay, so just to add to what she has said, okay. So the fixed position when scrolling, okay, the whole constraint thing, okay, talking about your when she used constraints, okay. Now you know you have the top and then you have the left, okay. So it actually just constrains your view to a particular position. But now the thing is this, the contact, if you notice, is long. So even when you're scrolling, it doesn't leave that position. So if it is left, it is still left, but it is long. If it is top, it is still top, but it is long. Okay. But when you talk about the clipping, okay, clipping, just think of clipping like when you want to crop a picture or something. Okay, when you want to fix it to a particular point where you know, okay, fine, you don't want it to go to, you don't want it to extend more than this point. Okay, so that's basically, you know, a bit of a difference between your clip content and then the fixed position where it's going. Of course, logically, I don't think we would have two features that does the same thing. There's always a slight difference. So both of them are different in the sense that your fixed position when scrolling, from the word fix this position where you're scrolling. So maybe stay on the left or maybe stay on the right or whatever. But as far as scrolling is concerned, it doesn't leave that position. But your clipping of content is just kind of giving it a bit of boundary that, okay, fine, no matter what you're doing, this is your boundary. And once you're trying to leave there, of course, if you're long, when you have a long list of contacts there, so it just disappears. So that's basically, it's a difference between your clip content and, when you want to make use of the scrolling. Okay, so I hope that makes it a bit more clearer.
Wow, thank you, sir. Yes.
Okay, Faye, you still have a question? Hello, Faye, your hand is up. Okay, I think I'll just leave that. Samuel, I think you should.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, now at your right hand side, there is constraint. I don't really know how to use this box right here. Although I can do every other thing, but this left top, these constraints, I don't really know if that has a great user.
Well, you just have to go and try it out. That's where practice comes in. You have to try it out. Of course, it has use. That's why it's there on Figma. Yeah. So you need to just try. You have to try it out yourself.
Great, no problem. Thank you.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so I think that's that. I think that's that. So so at this point, I just want to appreciate your trainer Favor for the class. Boma, thank you for being present, and every other mentor that is on the call. Thank you guys for that. So quickly, if you have not done your assignments, please go and finish it up, okay? And make sure you submit before we go to the next phase. So try as much as possible for us to carry you along, okay? This week is the promotion week to stage 5 begins on Saturday. So make sure you don't get left behind, okay? Because at some point, if you're still in a lower stage, we may not give you attention. We have to focus on people who are serious and people who really want to deliver. Of course, I'm not saying you're not serious, but let's put in the required energy, okay? Put in the required work into what we have to do, okay? So before we round up, of course, I have to just let me just answer a few questions and then we'll round up. Akorede, go ahead.
Yes, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Yes, I sent a message on Slack concerning my spoiled laptop screen. I just wanted to reiterate that I've not been able to fix it. It's quite expensive. So, and I heard that you just mentioned promotion and everything. So I just wanted to ask if there will be like I don't know, anything that can be done for me, please.
The Lord will see you through. Okay. Okay. Well, send me a private message, and then we'll talk about that. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, Chidima, go ahead. Yeah, Chidima, go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I said that I didn't get a comment on my work, the one I submitted both on Myro and Chigma. I just wanted to know that that was wrong.
Okay, you have not got some comment on work. Okay, yeah, you'll get comments. You get comments on your work. That's actually how I can answer that question. You get comments on your work. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so any other question? Any other question before we round up? Okay, Chidima. Okay, your hand is dropped. Okay, you're the same person. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so yeah, I think we'll round up now. But before we do that, of course, I need to my boss is on the call, and I always make sure I try to give him the floor to speak and recognize him. He's Engineer Niebet Udo. He's the CodeCamp is powered by him, sponsored by him. He's the CEO of Code House. So Engineer Niebet, don't know if you can say a few words, and then we can close up for the day. Hello, Engineer Niebet, can you hear me?
Yeah, Ike, I was hoping I would just quietly join this and quietly leave.
No, sir. No, sir.
All right. I think it was a great class. So thanks to the trainer, Favor, and Boma, the mentors. Is there any other mentor here? So good job to all of you guys. And I think the UI UX people are really getting very good. I'm seeing the stuff that you guys are doing. So very soon we'll drop, okay, I said we will drop stuff for you guys to do, and then we'll see who is the best. And maybe just maybe I might give a prize for the top 3. I'll let Ike and the mentors pass that on to you guys. So I hope you are ready for that. We are trying to put stuff together, and you'll hear from us very soon. But keep putting in your best, okay? Well done. That's all from me, Ike.
Okay, thank you very much, Engineer. Okay, so Uluwa Toby, yes, that name. Hold on. Let me share my screen. Okay, so that question you asked about constraints, let me show you guys. I think someone else asked that question. So this is what you do in order to get that. I'm going to drag my screen. Let me see.
What's up? I mean, both Naki.
You guys can see my screen, right? So what I am going to do now is drag this my screen lower, okay? And then when you have enough bar, hold on. I'm trying to find this snapper. Sorry, this took me a while to find it. So I'll just select this. And then select this. Select this. And group them. So Control G to group. And then I'll bring this down. Okay. Okay. Bring this here. Okay, so when that is done, you select left, okay, so up, and then I'll click on this fixed position while scrolling, and let's see what we have. So I'll go back to refresh. Okay. Hold on. All right. So this is what it does actually. So like he said, just go back and try it out. That's how we learn, keep practicing and all. So thank you very much for joining the class. Thank you very much and for paying attention. And thank you for to all other mentors. Okay, thank you very much. We're ending the class now.
You remove the one that is part of it, that is nearer you. Okay, the one